You let me know when we start ripping it.
Well, you talked right when I was about to open. You said rip it. I hit record. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Believe in FCS Football podcast. Extremely late. We are very like we're literally coming in with a show that's going to be uploaded probably 5 o'clock on the Friday before the games kick off tomorrow. So
Yeah.
the most last second that we could possibly get with this. Sean, how has your week been? Mine's been pretty insanely hectic. I don't know about yours, but how have you been?
Driving a lot. Driving from North Carolina to here, doing that bit, getting stuck in an hour, 30 minutes worth of traffic, trying to see what we're doing the night before, because I specifically took that night off because, as Joe knows, I don't get many nights off. So
Right.
it was a fun night doing that, going out, seeing people, and then doing the bit where you see people you haven't seen in 2 years, because that's like we got a bar where like that's the only place everybody from the area, at least my age, goes. It's like, okay, I don't have to see you for another 2 years. And then that's good. We'll do our check-in, and then we will just maybe we see each other at DC or something like that, cool, or Arlington. But we'll all go to Old Town, and then we'll do that, and then we can just move on.
See, is for me, I don't want to see any of those people ever again. I made the mistake of going to do so like we actually had like a reunion night thing, and it wasn't actually like a reunion for my class. It literally just ended up being everyone from the town went. So it was it was overpacked in a bar that could not fit the amount of people in there. So it was a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. Me being one of the larger individuals from my town, when you get pushed by somebody who's trying to, yeah, it is a clown town.
No,
I don't know what you said.
You're living in tiny town.
Oh, it is tiny town, but it also is a clown town. Packing all those people into a bar. No, but like I'm getting like pushed and shoved by people who are just trying to get past me, and they have no sense of self-control to be like, "Excuse me, can I get through?" It's like, no, I'm gonna barrel this person over. So I had a couple not very pleasant interactions with people that I vaguely knew. There were also some people who just didn't know who I was. Like I went to high school with.
You're so conceited.
Wait. So the one interaction that really I was just like, what the hell?
You can't believe that someone didn't know who you were.
My high school class wasn't that big. It wasn't that big, and I was
tiny town.
I was moderately recognizable to an extent.
Oh yeah, the big strapping college football player.
I was the only kid who played Division I football in my grade, so it shocked a lot of people. No, but so I had a conversation with a kid I played football with. Wait,
you and the kid who went to Clemson are a little different.
No one went to Clemson. What are you talking about?
You said you played with a guy.
A kid who went to Syracuse the year before me.
That's right.
He didn't play. He wasn't very good.
Okay.
He literally didn't get on the field. I can guarantee I had more starts than he did.
Okay.
But so I first walk in, and a kid I played football with, the whole family's from the town, and I say hi to him and talk to him a couple minutes, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get a drink. And I go up to my friend who I was there with, and he was talking to somebody else, and I said, I swear to God, I think that the person I just ran into didn't recognize me. Like my hair's longer, I have different glasses and stuff like that. But I swear he didn't recognize me. And then I go to the person that he's talking to, and I say, like, do you recognize me? And he goes, no, who are you? Wait. And I said my name, and he still didn't know who I was. And I literally just walked past him. I was like, nope, not doing this.
Dude,
not doing this.
The do you recognize me bit is hideous.
Well, but
why would you do that?
It wasn't so much that. It was like I was having a conversation with my friend, and I was like, I swear to God, somebody I just talked to, it felt like he didn't know who I was. And so like it was just kind of me like including him on what we were talking about, only to realize he literally had no idea who I was.
Sure.
I knew who he was.
Okay. So it sounds like a pretty cool guy. If you knew who he was and he didn't know who you were.
Loser.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that bit that you just did, I didn't do that when I was at the bar. If I didn't recognize him,
I didn't do it either.
I recognized him. I just said, "Hey, I straight up cannot remember your name," and then that was it. Because I didn't see him since freshman year. Like I had that happen, but there was never a point like, "Oh, hey, I think we follow each other on Instagram." I was never that guy. And then
I wasn't doing that. It was just most people recognized me that like I knew, but like there were a couple people that I had interacted with where it took them a second.
You were I can't believe you were the you don't recognize me guy. You should be happy because you know why? Because now you look like a human being. You used to look like a cyborg.
That's true.
A doughy. Because you know how cyborgs normally and this is I'm a big mess, so I'm not just calling Joe doughy without understanding my situation. But when Joe came to college, he had the blockiest glasses, the doofiest.
I didn't have the glasses yet. Oh,
the squintiest eyes rather than the beadiest little eyes. He looked like just not even like a real person. And then he's finally started to develop and grow, and and then he's starting to blossom into a real person. So maybe you should be happy that people don't recognize you, so that you could be like oh, you're Joe DeLeone? No way.
But it wasn't even like I don't want
because I got some of that.
Wait, I don't want that kind of attention though, because that's weird. I don't want to feel like, oh, it's so crazy that they don't recognize me. It's annoying to me. It's like you don't remember who I was. I am an asshole. How many times have we known this? I am the most conceited person that you know. I'm a terrible person. I'm a terrible person, and I'm very self-centered. So if someone doesn't recognize me, I'm going to take that personally.
That's so weird. I don't care if people recognize me or not. Dude, no, people that I had that were like seniors in high school when I was a freshman, I popped out. They didn't recognize me. Then I'm like, yeah, hey, I'm Sean Anderson. And they're like, because I grew 6 inches since the last time that they've seen me. So it was like, okay.
You're a monster now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a big monster walking around the bar.
They're using you to open up the pathways to get to the bar.
Dude, that's what my friends do. I'm like, I hate being the guy that clears the lane. Oh, how easy was it to get a drink at your bar? It was hideous at all my bars.
First drink, it took me 20 minutes to order the drink. And then to
one
literally
drink, you got to get two.
I got 2 beers for me and my friend because he paid for the drinks ahead of time. And so like when we were drinking at my house.
Oh, and did you pay?
For the beers?
No. For the event, how we were talking about if you.
Oh no! Luckily, I did not.
Attaway.
I did not. We did not.
Good for you.
But the more difficult task was getting the drinks over to where my friends were, because somebody almost completely cleaned it out of my hands, because people are just not looking. They don't care. Everyone from my town is entitled. Well, they're entitled. They're more entitled than the average bar scene. So it's just a different deal. We got to talk FCS football.
Do we? I guess actually no, we definitely do, because there's a
everyone's pissed at us. Colin's pissed at us.
I know. I'm sorry, everyone. And we just now have 7 minutes. Well, I'd love to talk some FCS football, but I also need to remind everybody about gambling. Yes. So you're gonna have to wait another minute.
Another 4.
Here's what I'm gonna do. It looks like a Thanksgiving read. I'm gonna do some on the fly word changing. It was Thanksgiving. We all know what that means. Football, and nothing goes better with football than turkey and betting. Or, pardon me, leftover turkey and betting. BetOnline has you covered all holiday season. More props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all the sports action this Thanksgiving that just happened. But now we can go and talk about Christmas or any other holidays that you prefer to celebrate. Head to our new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus with promo code BLEAV. It was BLEAV50. Now it's BLEAV to receive your bonus. And it's not just football. BetOnline has pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, even your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports. Also, your boy, 2 for 2 on Thanksgiving Thursday. 2 for 2 over in Dallas Raiders, because of course. And then the Bills minus 6.5. Easy money, because the Saints stink. So 2 for 2, your boys rolling in it. I know it's always me coming in here talking about how bad I'm doing, how awful it is, just draining money. Too bad. No. Your boy hit it big yesterday. So get on board with that. It's a lot of fun when you win.
Get on board with that. And remember, folks, if you need to reheat those leftovers, you can just leave them out on the counter for a few hours. If your microwave's not working, just leave them on the counter and they'll probably be warm enough to consume.
So I stayed here. I'm in my folks' basement where all listeners of the show originally understand. Yeah, the cellar. And then I didn't even reheat the stuffing last night. I came back.
By the way, I don't
mind the reheated stuffing. I don't mind the cold stuffing.
Right.
I don't mind it one bit.
I was going to say, I don't think our listeners have seen the basement except for the Get to the Point listeners, because we started doing the streams after you moved out.
Right.
All right. We have to talk about this bracket. I was a little pissed about you and I, and then you and I's play-by-play guy came at me on Twitter, and he just looks like a very nice man, but he gave me like a paragraph. I didn't even respond to it. There's a lot going on this weekend, though. We've got
such a jerk.
So why am I a jerk? We didn't pick the games, by the way. Good job. You picked. God damn it! This is so disorganized. You know what?
We'll do it.
Write some stuff in. We need to acknowledge something first before we get to the bracket. So FC estimates. We didn't obviously talk about that on the Tuesday show. And as it turns out, I was up by 1 last week. And we tied Sean and I had a horrible week. We both went 4 for 10. We picked every normal team to win, and they all mailed it in before the playoffs for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So we both go 4 for 4. That then means I am the victor of FC Estimates by 1 point. So, Sean, what do I get? I gave you something, I'm pretty sure.
What do you mean you gave me something?
Didn't I give you? I got you that anime T-shirt.
You gave me a cold, I think. You gave me a disease,
no.
a
Last
sickness.
time when you won, I gave you the anime shirt. Wasn't
You
that
didn't.
not the bet?
No,
What?
I think that was Forget to the Point.
It was Forget to the Point. So what do I
I
win?
got
What
nothing from you.
What are you gonna get me? Well,
What do you mean? What am I gonna get you? How about a
won.
knuckle sandwich? How about that? How about I fly out to Los Angeles,
You're
punch you in the mouth, and then fly back?
See, well, you wouldn't even fly out here. You wouldn't even do that.
I would tell the stewardess, "Hey, could you hold the plane here for 45 minutes? I'll be right back. I got to go punch a
It
guy.
would
I'll
take
be
you
right back."
2 hours to come to me and back by the
You
time.
think so?
Oh
boy.
$100 in Ubers.
What do you want? What do you want from me?
I don't know. Be creative. Be creative. Get me something that I don't need.
I'll get you something your dad doesn't want for you.
What?
I'll just get him the. You know what? Do you still have the painting or the picture?
Oh,
the Kramer. Yeah. I'll give that to you. You can just keep that. That'll be my gift because your dad didn't want it.
You got to send me $50, and my dad
$50?
Mail it to it. Yeah, it was a $50 the Kramer.
Where's it sitting at?
It's just in my office. I didn't get to have time to take the post office to return it. My office in my old house
in New Jersey.
Yeah.
No. Okay, this is my gift to you. You'll get to go home for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then when that's still in there in your office, there it is. It's right there for you. You get to keep it.
Actually, I'm not going home for Christmas. So
what? You're a liar.
Well, I'm not. I don't been too much traveling. I took 3 straight trips. I'm not going home for Christmas. All right, Sean, we got to talk about these goddamn games. We have
hey, you know what's gonna happen?
12 minutes in, and we haven't
Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is week. Hey, what are you doing, man? Why didn't you come out here for Christmas? I'm like, Joe, I'm with my family. He's like, nah, man, LA's where we're at San Diego. We're tearing it up. We're at this awesome bar. It's like a bunch of 50-year-olds. It's so cool, man. So cool.
I'm literally gonna
just Christmas Eve. This is the call I'm gonna receive.
My apartment.
I'm gonna be sitting here. Oh God.
Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to see my family in Orange County. We have just I don't know why our listeners even tune into the show.
Dude.
Sometimes I wonder, should we just talk about our lives the whole time and just call it?
No, because then they'll stop listening. We have to give them something.
I think it's the other way around. I mean,
I don't think so.
Chad acknowledged it last time that the bit of the show is that we occasionally talk about football. And we talk about it.
I'm going to be thinking about you not flying to New Jersey for Christmas all month.
I'm going to fly her into your house. Stephen F. Austin, University of Incarnate Word. Is the first matchup that we have, Sean.
Yeah.
And
so
wait, let me just. They are the winner of this has to play the number 1 seeded Sam Houston team. Continue.
Okay, so I think last year we did the bit where we read out all the teams that made it, but we're obviously already at Friday, so why don't we can just pick the matchup.
Yeah. We can do that bit when we're on top of our shit, but right now we are definitely not, and our listeners hate us.
Stephen F. Austin, I think, is going to take that one. I know Incarnate Ward is very good at quarterback, but I don't know. Stephen F. Austin's a sneaky team. They just sneak up on you and they make the playoffs. Like,
they came out of nowhere this year.
Fly under the radar, just like that UC Davidson Sac State all year, just flying under the radar. We're just going to keep on winning games. Quality win. I'm going Stephen F. Austin here. And maybe this is the exact opposite of what every Stephen F. Austin fan wants me to say because they've been flying under the radar. They're like Atlanta.
Right.
Like
you finally acknowledge
they're a grape. You finally shine the light on them and they turn into a raisin. That's how it is. I'd rather.
Dustin Helton is going to be coming for your head. He's the only Stephen F. Austin fan I have ever seen on Twitter. The only one. Shout out to Dustin. This one for me is really interesting because we have a matchup between 2 of the most underrated quarterbacks in the FCS. Both of them have attention from NFL teams. Like there's not so much like they're going to get drafted really highly, but these are guys with tools. I've talked to Ryan Roberts
in the bars.
That's not what. Oh,
they'd be recognized.
Shut up.
I'm saying they got the attention. You know, they know. That's That's funny, man. That's funny, and that's a good analysis.
Well,
also,
Colin can laugh because he's our only listener.
That's good, man. That's a good joke, and you panned me.
Did you see Ryan Roberts completely I tweeted that the show is going to be coming out late this week, and I apologize to the fans. And Ryan Roberts comes in and he corrects me and he goes, "Fan." He completely fleeced us.
Here's the weird bit. That's a weird bit itself.
Yes. And then Colin chimed in and he's like,
Colin becoming Colin is our disease, right? I don't want him to spread over to Ryan's camp.
I want to contain him. He already has. He's been over.
I'm like, why are you bothering Ryan? You know, he's got a family.
Ryan doesn't know who he is really. He doesn't know any of the backstory. But so Trey Self and Cam Ward, they are two guys that I've spoken a lot to Ryan about. I think they've actually we both have interviews in the backlog that we're going to publish for the Draft Prospect Show.
Sure.
From both of them. They're both really talented. They both have like that throw off platform, really big arm type of a thing. This is actually like a game that I think I'm going to make sure I don't miss, which is going to be hard because ESPN completely effed everyone and decided to say, if you don't have ESPN Plus, you're not watching the goddamn games.
Oh.
But if I'm picking somebody here, Sean, SFA looked really good this year. They flew under the radar, but I cannot knock what Incarnate Ward and that team has done to completely turn that program around. They were nothing before Cam Ward stepped in, and they have been explosive offensively, and I can't not acknowledge that. So I'm going to take I'm taking Incarnate Ward for this one.
You know, that's not a bad. You're completely right, because when we were first doing research on FCS outside of the CAA,
we're
like, Incarnate Word, what is that? And now playoff team, you know, and good for them.
So then,
and a big nod to all the teams that made the playoffs. It is a big accomplishment. It's very big. So congratulations to all.
The next matchup, UT Martin versus Missouri State. They're going to be playing Montana State. Whoever wins that one. Sean, what are your thoughts on that game?
Missouri State was like, they were rolling, then they were rolling, and they hit that back half of their schedule, and it just looked like they got flat. I'm still taking them just because I know that team has potential, and I know they play fundamentally sound. And when you get to the playoffs, I'm not thrilled to have to take them, or have to. I could take UT Martin, but I don't. That's a different can of worms. You just hope that this team was going to regather themselves and step up this weekend. And then I think that they will. I think that a good team that's well coached and that has played fundamentally sound football for a majority of the year has the possibility to do that. And some teams click in the playoffs. I'm nervous about this one in my selection, but I am taking Missouri State.
See, I'm a little bit more confident in picking Missouri State. I look back at UT Martin, and I know your dad provided insight, seeing them in person, saying that they're good. I look at their schedule; they haven't played anybody. They didn't play anybody that I can say like, wow, that's a really defining win. I can't pinpoint it. They got smacked by Bailey Zappi in Western Kentucky. I don't get it. And the last game that they have was probably their most difficult one, was against Southeastern Missouri, who's not that good this year, and they lost 31-14. So what does UT Martin playing in a average conference this year that's not as good as it usually is, like, why would I buy into that? And I get it, they're 9-2, that's great and all, but Missouri State plays some dogs, and they've played well going against those teams. Better coached, more talent. That should be a no-brainer, Sean. Give me Missouri State.
I know. I'm just not, for whatever reason, my gut's telling me you're not all the way in on this. I'm not. So what am I going to tell? My gut, no. Never have in my life.
All right, here come the Holy Cross fans after what I'm about to say.
You know what? Hey, let's just tag team them on this.
Wait,
let me know when you're ready to tag out. I'll tag in, okay?
So what has to easily be the worst matchup on the bracket between the two weakest teams on the bracket that honestly don't belong playing any of these other teams. I'm actually kind of appalled that whoever set this thing up set up Sacred Heart Holy Cross, because this game literally doesn't matter. This is supposed to be a warm-up game for a mid-tier team in a really good conference. Instead, you put the two slappies against each other. They're going to knock each other around, and then they're going to get absolutely dogged by Villanova the following week. I can't get past this. Who the hell set this goddamn matchup? Because I don't even want to talk about it. It's not a good game.
The only thing that I'm focused on is Julius Chestnut returning.
Yeah. I mean, NEC versus Pioneer League. Patriot League. I don't even care the right conference. But I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this game. I can't wait till the Holy Cross fans just come.
Oh yeah, they're really
They remember last time.
I can't remember last time. I'm taking Sacred Heart strictly because of Julie. And dude, speaking of, we'll get to Villanova. I saw a picture, I think, of Forrest Ryan and his hair post game, and I know it's post game. That dude, all he cares about is football because he's got the craziest hair I've ever seen. It
Was it
was like
long?
long, and it was also matted to the top.
Oh my
I know it
God.
was just a helmet picture, but it's something that threw me off, and I actually lost confidence in Villanova because of his hair. Let me see
Why?
if I can
Because he
find it for you.
doesn't take care of it?
No. It's not even that because when you're in the when you wear a helmet all game, your hair is gonna be crazy. It's gonna
Yeah.
be goofy. It's gonna be slapped all over. It's I can't
Is it too
explain.
clean? Is it
No,
like
it's just too wide. It's too crazy. Like
I
half of it is matted down,
I'd be more
half of it is
concerned if it
sticking up.
was like nicely combed with a headband. Like that would be.
Hold
You
on,
have to be a real monster to just shove your helmet on with long hair. It
I'll find
hurts.
it.
It
I
really
have to
hurts.
find it. But yeah, Sacred Heart definitely.
Yeah, I'm picking Sacred Heart. I'm providing no analysis. This is a terrible game. UC Davis, South Dakota State. As we move down the bracket, the winner plays Sacramento State. Sacramento State really kind of got screwed in terms of a matchup. They're going to have a tough game that they're going to have to play in the second round, depending on who wins this game. So, Sean, any thoughts on this one?
I don't know. I'm thinking I'm providing no analysis should be a T-shirt for the show.
At this point, we're too lazy and disorganized to set up T-shirts. So if
Oh,
anyone
could you
wants to make
imagine?
them,
Dude, I no,
we'll
not even
charge a
could you.
commission. We'll charge a commission, but we fully encourage people to make shirts if you want to do it.
Look, UC Davis is pitted is the word because they have to face South Dakota State, and South Dakota State lost a heartbreaker, and they're in, but they're a quality team. We know what they're about. I want to see a UC Davis Sac State matchup in the next round, and I'm not gonna, I know that literally half of our listenership is South Dakota State fans, so I'm trying to say that a little less happily, just because I think that would be fun. But South Dakota State, they've got the infrastructure, they got the team, they got the running back, they got probably the best top 3 back in the FCS. So South Dakota State taking it. It would have liked to seen, and now I'm thinking, now I'm a little pissed, Joe, because now I'm looking at this Sacred Heart Holy Cross game and saying, why can't UC Davis have Sacred Heart and South Dakota State have Holy Cross? Like, why couldn't we do that? And now they're both, yeah.
Instead, we have these two quality teams. I don't understand how the bracket gets put together. Maybe we need to call Thor and ask him to explain it to us like we're really stupid. But yes, I'm on the same page as you, where I wish that we could have split those games up instead of having to have these two guys face off. I'm riding South Dakota State here, though. Getting to see them in person, I have a lot of confidence. UC Davis has been a little hit or miss in these big matchups. They're a great team, great defensive team. But, man, give me Pierre Strong Jr. To pop off in this one. You send me is it the picture?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes. Now he's a badass. He's CAA Defensive Player of the Year.
His beard.
I don't know what to. It's shaking.
That has not been groomed for months. There's no way that has been groomed.
Maybe
for
that
months.
Should give me more confidence in Villanova because that's all he cares about.
Holy
Maybe I'm taking the exact. I told you it was a little stunning, right?
Yeah, that's a little stunning. All right, so you picked South Dakota State.
Hating? Why am I?
Yeah, you wish you could grow a beard like that.
I know.
Freaking clown. Did you pick South Dakota State?
I did. Yeah, I took the Jackrabbits.
All right, the next squad matchup we got going on: Southern Illinois versus South Dakota. Winner of that one will play North Dakota State. Sean, thoughts, takeaways, analysis? Any?
Maybe did I disconnect? You hear me making noises over here?
No, you didn't.
So why do you just keep on rambling while I'm about to Southern Illinois?
Because I like to ramble.
No analysis. Southern Illinois.
Speak.
No. You want to be. Go ahead. Where's your analysis, Joe? Where's your take? Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to lose?
The defining win that got
here we
South
go.
Dakota
Okay,
to the
Joe's
playoffs.
about to talk. Give his take. Go ahead. Is that fun?
I'm about to curse at you. The defining win that got South Dakota to the playoffs was off of pure luck. That Hail Mary. Hell of a play. It defined the FCS season, but it was pure luck. Southern Illinois, I know, hasn't been entirely consistent, but I have a lot more faith in them, and they're probably going to put up a really good fight against North Dakota State. So I'm going to take the Salukis as well.
Now, I don't have the Salukis going very far. The quarterback doesn't tuck in his shirt, and he's like 5'10".
He's
Nick Baker,
5'9".
right?
He's listed at 5'9".
Yeah, he can sling it. And I see him making some gutsy plays, but it doesn't seem like that whole offense is clicking as it should be. And maybe they get hot in the playoffs, but I'm not. Southern Illinois is going to win this game. They won't win the next one.
All right. Continuing on, this is a weird matchup. Davidson versus Kennesaw State. Winner plays Eastern Tennessee State. I don't really understand how Eastern Tennessee State got a seed, but good for them, I guess. But how do you feel about this matchup, Jonathan?
I think if you don't play Kennesaw every year, or a team that plays like Kennesaw, you're going to have a very, very tough week of practice to prepare for them because teams don't really recruit 10 players to stop the run or have 10 players that are on the team that are just strictly run stop specialists. So you're kind of teaching the hybrid outside linebackers that are really good in coverage how to get after a tight end screaming at you, or how to take out a guard or a tackle or even a center that's pulling. So I'd also say that the jump from high school to college for defensive backs, right? It is very difficult. So you have to focus on the defensive backfield a ton in college. That's what you have to, because everyone knows how to tackle. And if you're playing college football, that means you knew how to tackle, you hit pretty hard, or you know how to tackle a person running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the really good players, especially the defensive backs, know how to do the coverage and the tackling. FCS players, you're kind of getting a little one of each. You're either really good at it. So if you're playing Kennesaw, you're going to have to get a quick course in all of your defensive backs on being able to play the run on like 90% of the plays. And it's going to be a crazy ass week for Davidson. Crazy week. So Kennesaw, I think. Kennesaw just because of the scheme and how they operate, Kennesaw.
Yeah, and the one thing my thoughts on this game are, everyone talked about how Kennesaw was a very weak team for their record because they didn't really have a tough schedule playing in the Big South this year. But they landed into a position for a very easy matchup in week 1 of the bracket. Davidson, props to them for making it, but these auto bids from their conferences for these really small lower end conferences, I just never have faith in them to really put up much of a fight. They're probably going to put up a fight, but
I don't have faith either, but I appreciate them doing it. I appreciate the FCS and how they do it.
I'm picking Kennesaw though. Kennesaw this should be an easy win for them. Masseroni, you're welcome. Northern Iowa versus Eastern
Washington.
Washington.
Guys. You guys saying that really helps me pull through.
Why are you being mean to him? He sent so many nice texts and we don't even respond.
I know. I know. He's
We're
so
terrible
great.
people.
I know.
We're terrible people.
You're also lug that loves his school. I stink. I'm a miserable person. That's what you need to know, Nick. If you think I'm making fun of you, it's just me projecting out of hatred for myself.
Yeah. What else is new? Welcome to the most miserable podcast in all of sports. Northern Iowa, Eastern Washington. Winner plays Montana. This one, again, I don't know how a 6-5 UNI team made it. I'm not saying that they're not good, but 6 wins is kind of despicable to make the playoff with.
It is. And I think they're getting repaid by having to play Eastern Washington. Now, the one thing I don't like is that UNI is a physical team. I don't like that. And Eastern Washington is a greatest show on turf team. So we're looking at it like, all right, is this going to be one of those gritty ass games from UNI where they just piss everybody off and they just play stout the entire time? I'm sitting here like, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They found their way here. Why wouldn't they just shock the world week 1 of the playoffs and beat Eastern Washington? They won't do that because they don't have Eric Barrier. They won't do that because he's going to lead that team and he's probably going to have 5 touchdowns. But I'm not confident enough in myself or in either of the teams to say UNI couldn't prove me wrong. Because it's the college football playoffs, anybody can win. And we've seen how tight that team can play in the playoffs.
All right, well, I'm here to tell you that UNI will prove you wrong. I think that, again, this is a good football team. I just don't think that the record warranted them making it. And the argument I kept getting from people when I made this claim on Twitter was it was the strength of their losses was what got them in. And that's such a bogus answer to get into a playoff. But they're still a good football team. And what we've seen them do is spoil things for good teams, quality teams. And I think Eastern Washington kind of proved as of late that they're maybe not as good as we thought that they were.
They're more human.
Yeah, they're a little bit more human. They were really good in the middle of the season, but their weaknesses have been exposed, and I think a well-coached defensive team like you and I is going to be able to step in on something like that.
Oh my, you actually taking them. All right, I still got
Yeah.
Eastern Washington.
I took Eastern Washington or Northern Iowa. Last one, Florida A&M versus Southeastern Louisiana. Winner plays James Madison. Sean, who you got?
Now, Sela just lost this past week.
Yes,
correct?
To Nichols.
Infuriating. Infuriating.
It's confusing too.
Very confusing. But they're also a team that can put up 50 points a game. They just can. And I'm not going to bet against that because week to week, it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And for whatever reason, I think that they're going to go out there and drop 50. And it's going to be, oh my gosh, who's going to stop this team? Oh my gosh. Is James Madison going to be able to beat them? They will. They'll be able to. But I think this is going to be a clinic put on by Southeastern Louisiana.
I fully agree, and props to Florida A&M for making it this far and making it to the playoff. They're a good team, but you're running into the buzzsaw that is the highly productive offense. And I'm willing to bet, and I didn't catch any of the Nichols Southeastern Louisiana game because, I mean, let's be honest, I think we all just assumed that Southeastern Louisiana was going to walk over them. But I'd be willing to bet that there was maybe some intention to maybe not go full, all out, because they were a lock to make the playoff. And here they are. They made the playoff. We saw what they did a couple years ago against Villanova. This is going to be a lot of points on the board.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a great game. All right. Well, we'd say get ready for episode 2, but get ready for FCS football tomorrow.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody.